Welcome to Lens Podcast. I'm gonna keep saying that as fast as possible until I get it to it's just a long spring of yeah.
That one was borderline illegible already, so you're well on your way, buddy.
Let's go. That's how we're doing it. We got Rift Rivals. Oh yeah, the heat from Rift Rivals still burns. Ow.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Which is bad because we're gonna have to. I don't want to think about it, so please don't make me talk about it. I should note I haven't looked at the topics list yet. Oh no.
So yeah, we got a Rift Rivals discussion this week. We got some patch notes discussion. We got some roster change moves, actually big moves this week. A new Y segment. And a couple of previews.
The return of my beloved, one of my favorite segments. I love it. I'm so sad we haven't done one for now.
I haven't had a reason to until now.
I know, and I'm just glad it's back.
I was about to do it on Pike Top, but then they didn't pick it more. They picked it like twice and gave up. But yeah, okay, we're doing good.
We've done Ys for one single pick before.
I don't.
Doesn't matter.
It might have been something wild. Oh yeah, it was just something wild and out of nowhere. But Pike Top is known, and I would just want them to stop doing it. Okay, Rift Rivals. That's the thing that happened. So,
I would rather not think about it.
Day one didn't look great. Not gonna lie, not great. What happened? Oh yeah, day one, EU swept and went 4-0. That yeah, that happened. So I walked into day one sort of looking at it like, yeah, maybe we can do some pretty good. And then C9 just totally didn't show up, and they played 2 of those games. And we find out later that C9, the entire team is sick.
Yeah. The whole team
is sick.
EU.
And Sneaky was apparently the sickest because he didn't play from day 2 onwards. Now in day 2, NA strikes back, and they go, what is that? 3 and 2. So pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Respectable.
If day 1 went like that, this would be a competition. But
I didn't.
Nope.
Nope.
So I have virtually zero faith that C9 was going to be able to help in this tournament, mostly because Sneaky was out of commission and they had to play Blabber.
Yeah. I think they would have. I would have had more faith if Sneaky wasn't dying of food poisoning. I think that the first day was rough, but if the other teams were able to bring it back, I think C9 is relatively close to their skill levels and would have also been able to potentially bring it back. But without your AD carry player and putting your jungler on AD carry, and I assume that that's not something they scrim that often. I assume that they're not busting out the Blabber bot scrims too much.
So for one of the games, I think they had Blabber play Aatrox mid, and Niski went Sivir bot. So I guess that's one adaptation. And then another game, the next game that he played, they had Blabber go jungle and Svenskeren play Gragas support while Zazel played Morgana bot lane. And I'm just sitting here like, this is some mental gymnastics to make this a good thing, apparently. But here we are.
It's unfortunate. I guess that's just what you have to do when someone gets sick, right? But I don't even know what else they could have done.
Well, I don't, like the teams weren't allowed to have their full rosters because EU couldn't bring.
Did you look it up? Was it 6 or 7?
I didn't look it up, but like I'm saying right now, EU would not have been able to bring over their full 10-man rosters. So letting NA sub in whoever they wanted for
I know
for that would have been unfair.
I'm not saying that that's what they should have done, but if it was 7, I'm surprised they didn't have their
it might have worked
mid laner, and then if you have a second mid laner and you just put your mid laner on Mage's bot, like. That's probably better than putting a jungler.
I would guess it's 6 just because that's...
They didn't do that?
Well, yeah, number 1, they didn't do that. Number 2, that's the international standard at the moment. So, like, you have 6 members to go participate with you. That's why last year C9 was trying to decide if they wanted to take Golden Glue or Blabber. I think they took Golden Glue. I don't remember. Blabber seemed like too much of a wild card. But... I think they're sticking with 6 for international tournaments, and I think they have this one counting just for practice and, I don't know what else, wholeness.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, so those are the first 2 days. There's also a 2v2 competition that I don't know why they started it with each of the regions, but whatever, I guess. I think they just had it so that second and third bot lane played, and then first and whatever the winner was played from each region, and then the winners played out. So it just made it so the final was a 50-50 either way. But regardless, EU did win that, but TSM got second. TSM is the best bot lane in NA, and I can now say that, and you can't dispute it.
Sneaky was sick.
Sure, you can make that claim. It doesn't
I'm
matter
gonna make
because
the
they
claim
beat
that
TL's bot
my
lane
boys
too.
weren't playing at full strength. They weren't at full HP. They weren't maxed out. They had some debuffs. They had some status effects.
If there's a team who is always going to win when down, it is Cloud9, and they just didn't do it this time.
Not when they're. I mean, yes. Yeah, I can't argue that. Actually, you're right. I'll take the L. I'll take it.
TSM's the best bot lane in NA, and I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna get that on a T-shirt.
Okay.
But Perks.
I won't stop you.
But Perks and who's his support? I forget. Perks and Mickey.
Mickey.
Perks and Mickey were the winners there, and I don't know. I feel like Perks is gonna get a big ego after this. Not gonna lie.
Did he not already? I really don't know. That's a real question. That's not flame. I don't know anything about E. I have no knowledge. I have literally no idea. So it's a real question.
I don't follow him super closely, so.
You want to know the only thing I know about Perks was his the double if spot for ProView. That's all I know about Perks.
Oh, Perks apparently has a massive crush on double lift and follows him to the ends of the earth. Like it's his job or something, and to be honest...
And then Double Lift was like, LOL.
And then, yeah, what did Double say? That he just doesn't watch Perks at all? He
said, I've never watched one of your pro views.
Oh, man. So, want to get into best of 5? Or the best of 5?
Yeah, why don't you lead this one off?
Alright, so the best of 5, as a reminder for the format, was a sort of... hang on. Actually, I want to take a drink. Alright.
I'm just gonna let it be dead air.
Yeah, dead air. Alright.
Dead air, no sound, nothing. No, I take my drink.
So the best of 5 was this sort of relay race format where EU, since they won the group stage, they got some counter pick in the first set. So NA would have to take their pick, then EU would get to take their pick for matches 1 and 3, and then NA had it for 2. Then the final 2 would be blind pick. So first up, NA puts in TL. No, wait, no. They put in C9, and then EU picked Fnatic. I don't know what the hell C9 were doing this game, because this is the Gragas support Zazel Morgana bot game.
Listen.
And I'm just sitting here with my head spinning. Why the hell are we just letting them have Renekton Elise?
I have no good answer for you, and I'm not even going to try.
Sometimes
I'd like to try and defend these picks, but this one I've got nothing.
And then they're running Nidalee jungle. What's this? Who picks this now? Who? Why?
She kind of sucks.
Oh, she's garbage. They have 4 people who have great pick and team fight, and they have Nidalee. Nidalee, who's a skirmishing champ.
Yeah.
They had some moments, not gonna lie. They had some moments, and I'm like, man, they almost had this. But it turns out, if you just have your top laner fall behind by like... Hang on, how far behind did he end this game? They ended at 26 minutes with the top laner behind 2 levels and... What, 30 farm? Like, he was behind that 30 farm, like, for a while, and he just got blasted early, and he just had some unfortunateness happen to him early game. And with Elise, that's a sitting duck top lane. You can't.
Correct.
You just. Oh, I love Renekton Elise because you just nuke people under turret. But
oh, dude, I love running that with you. My jungle. That's just broken.
It's dirty.
It's fun.
We shouldn't be allowed to do it, but we do it anyways.
Yeah, well, we're criminals, you know.
Karma needs to go away, please. Please stop bringing her to my attention.
Why? She's really good.
I know she's really good, but I hate that she's really good. She's one of the champions, just so unfun to play against, especially when she's building like AP and shit.
She's so oppressive in bot lane. Oh my god.
Oh,
dude.
top lane's not any better.
I've never made the claim it was.
But yeah.
I never once claimed.
Yeah, you got any thoughts about this game, about your boys?
Rip Sneaky. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like tapped out mentally because I was
so
like,
did C9.
yeah, I kind of tapped out mentally, and I was like, well, Sneaky's not here. Like, whatever. I'm gonna go play TFT. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea really. I didn't understand the picks. Part of me wants to believe that like the pick for that, or is like the sort of pick strategy that weird picks stems from what we're going to talk about in a later topic, which is maybe that Rift Rivals isn't taken as seriously as some other international competitions, right? It's sometimes by some people viewed more of like, this is like an all-star thing, right? Or this is like a meme event because there's not really much on the line other than bragging rights. So that leads me, so I don't want to say that's what it was because I don't know for sure. But it didn't really, to me, look like any of the NA teams were like doing their all. And I saw from every team a lot more of those like really weird picks that like a lot of these comps I wouldn't expect any one of these teams to run in the LCS.
Well,
like at all.
I wouldn't say that about TSM and TL. They looked like they walked into every game full serious, ready to like play.
That's fair.
Play
Okay, so okay. So what I should say.
Talking about Zed Yumi bot?
Yes. I'm talking about some EU comps and some of the C9 comps. I do think some of the C9 comps were maybe a necessity thing. Like, I really don't want to see Blabber on Lucian, right? Like, or Blabber on like on a high mechanical, like a high mechanics AD carry, because I just don't think that it'll work, right? Because he's a jungler. I'm not saying he doesn't have mechanics. I'm just saying it's not his role. So
his best champion is Kindred.
Yes, but Kindred is not like many other. You know what I mean, though.
I do. I get you.
Right.
There's others like positioning sensibilities that Kindred doesn't have to follow.
Yeah, like
because of her ultimate.
Maybe a lot of the weird comp choices for C9 were just on that. In that case, we're just like, well, fuck, like we can't quit, right? We gotta do something. But I don't know. I just don't think Nidalee jungle is even remotely the answer. Like, look, maybe they're just like, hey guys, if you're gonna Nidalee jungle, put Blabber on it.
Just pick whatever you want. Who cares? Just play the game. Like, if that's your attitude coming in, no, I don't really like that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, that's why he picked Nidalee.
I don't like it either, but it's more understandable given the circumstances. If Sneaky was there and they did that, I would be like, literally, what the fuck? Like, literally, why? However, considering what was going on and the fact that they were down their actual AD carry, I'm not like, once Sneaky was out, I was like, oh, C9's not winning a game, right? Like, there's nothing they can really do here. Because I don't even, like, you can't even really put Blabber on the mages, because I don't even, like, maybe...
There's not a lot of mage junglers.
Yeah, well, like Karthus.
I'm sure he plays it, but at the same time, I don't think it's a really situational pick.
I don't think that's the solution here.
I think the solution, like you said, would have been to hopefully have had Golden Glue and put Golden Glue in mid and Nisky on AD carry, vice versa.
Yeah, but if they didn't have him, because obviously you're not going to prepare for your AD
Sivir
carry.
duty. First pick, like, just prioritize getting him. If you're trying to play serious, you prioritize getting him a Sivir and just leaving him down there.
Was he even that good at Sivir, though?
He didn't play Sivir, Nisky did.
Oh, you're right. I mean, I don't know. I don't think... Sivir does not read to me a Blabber champion.
Yeah, but it reads to me as easiest AD carry in the game. That
I will agree with. I don't know. I'm just trying to make excuses. I'm running out of steam.
Alright, let's go on to match 2 then, or game 2 then. We had TSM versus OG.
That's not a lie.
You put in OG and NA put in TSM as a counter pick. I'm pretty sure they did this just so Sven could play against Smithy again, because that's what Sven's want to do the whole fucking time. But dear lord, do I not understand how TSM can just lose this game. This game honestly looked really close, and the score kind of shows it, where TSM are 7-8. The score is 7-8 with it. But I think
the kill score was.
Yeah. If you look at
the gold was fucking Christ.
Yeah, they didn't get a single neutral objective.
It's an 8k gold lead.
I think the real telling stat is the assists, because TSM had 13 assists and OG had 23. So
holy fuck.
Yeah.
All right, that's bonkers.
I've said this for years, that the actual way to tell which team plays better is to look at assists.
Team with more assists.
Yeah, because the team with more assists means they're doing things as a unit, and you can multiply assists. You can't multiply kills. Whereas
I think that's generally true, unless like you've got like some solo carry god on your team.
Yeah, unless you have Bjergsen and Zed going into side lanes back in season 4.
Didn't he go recently? Like, wasn't he fucking huge on Azir in one of these games? Not in Rift, but in LCS. Didn't he go like something crazy?
Yeah, he was crazy. It might have been the Golden Guardians game.
Yeah, he had like 10 plus kills. He was fucking insane.
Yeah, they let Azir get to late game, and then Bjergsen was basically like, okay, I get to kill 2 people every team fight, and then I die. Let's see what we get, boys. And that game just took forever. But we're talking about Rift Rivals. So TSM ran Sona Tom Kench bot lane, which I'm just it just feels awful looking at that. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I hate it. And we'll talk. We have a whole segment about that later, so we can talk about that specifically later.
I actually think it's not bad at all, but I understand.
I don't think it's bad. I just don't like it.
Completely fair.
TSM are playing Grig here, which after seeing Acadian play Elise the day before this, I'm actually kind of like, I think Acadian should have kept playing, and they probably should have kept picking aggro champions. And then Grig honestly didn't look that hot at this tournament. Especially in this game where he died level 1 right at the enemy Raptor pit because they just walked right in on a ward. They didn't do that thing where the jungler takes a red trinket and then just sweeps their way in so that they know if they're on a wards or not. And they would have known exactly, okay, we're on a ward, we have to leave, we can't do this. Instead, they die. So, this is why you take Flashbite, by the way, guys. So,
why do you take No, you're definitely wrong. No.
So yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed that TSM kind of got out macroed and really couldn't get a hold of the game at all. It looked okay for a while, and then TSM just got closed on, and they couldn't really grab any neutrals. And also, Sven on Sona just looks awful, not gonna lie.
What, 80 carries on 80 carries?
Maybe. So what'd you think about this game?
I think we had a lot of the same analysis. I was surprised to see TSM get no neutral objectives because it's something they're generally quite good at, and something I generally expect TSM to prioritize and to perform well at. I like Sona Kench as a lane. I think it's good. I mean, I say I like it. What I mean is I think it's good. I think it's a good lane. I'm not sure how it does here, though, right? Like, I don't know, like, I don't like it with this comp, but I'm not really sure what comp I do like it with, so maybe I just don't like the comp, or the lane, I don't know, but it's, the rest of their comp feels like they're trying to do something other than what Sona and Taric are trying to do, right? Like, what are Sona and Kench providing here? Right, like you have an assassin who's going to try to kill people, succeeding at killing people. You've got a Jace who's probably going to be doing a lot of poke, a lot of brawling, and Olaf who wants to be running in. And like, I guess Sona works for that. I guess Kench works for that. But I think that then why wouldn't you just, if you want this kind of comp, why wouldn't you just prioritize like an early Sivir, unless it got first pick? I don't remember the draft order, or some other AD carry that can do that better than Sona Kench can, right? Like, I don't even think Sona Kench is especially good into Sivir Yuumi. I think that that's a pretty strong counter, right? Like, Sivir is capable of just AFK farming, and then if they try to get engaged on, they have Root, they've got speed boost from Yumi. They've got spell
slow.
shield. They have speed. Yeah, the slow. They have the speed boost from Sivir. Like this is a super safe lane. And so Kench and Sona are not really going to get any kills in lane, and they're just going to get out farmed. So if you're picking them here, to me, it's because you want to do something with them later. But like, what are they even providing here? Right? Like, it doesn't seem to me that they're offering what any other like high tier AD carry could have offered.
So, Olaf actually does really well with Taric because you can pop Taric ultimate on him. You can pop Ragnarok and charge right through.
This is Thomas Kench, though.
Right. So now you're running Tom Kench. Who does Tom Kench save on this team? Why is he here? Who's he here to protect? Is he here to protect Sona? No one protects Sona. Don't protect Sona. Jace should be able to be in a side lane. He shouldn't be anywhere near Tom Kench. Olaf, if you're trying to protect Olaf, something went super wrong and you're the only two left in the game. Yeah. And LeBlanc should also be nowhere near you unless it's a really desperate situation. You're like, okay, I'm going to go over and try to get them in Dragon Pit for like 3 seconds and then my clone's going to run out. Can you eat me back over? Which, can he even do that anymore?
I don't. I think it depends upon the wall.
Yeah, probably. There's probably.
I know you can't spit over a lot of walls, but I think you can eat over a few.
So, I don't really see what Tom Kench is doing here. I think Taric would have been a better pick. I think having a real AD carry would have been better too, with any other support, just to play standard into this.
I agree.
But I don't know. People really love this setup, and I just don't. I feel like there's options, and
I think that's what my confusion was. Is like the Taric would have been a better pick, and Kench is like great in lane still, in my opinion, even in support, even after the nerfs. But like, just speaking generally here, like you said, why?
So
why? Like, are you taking him to eat an enemy? Because that's not why you pick Kench.
So they picked Tom Kench first. They first picked it. Then the other side rotated and picked Aatrox Yumi, and then they picked Sona.
Yeah.
So I think they picked Tom Kench so that, okay, if the other team picks Sona Taric, we'll pick something like Lucian or something aggressive like Draven maybe. Though I think... Draven wasn't... Wait. Draven was banned by TSM. So... I guess...
He play Draven?
Is Fen?
Patrick.
Oh, Patrick? I don't know. I would bet... If you can't play all the 80 carries and you're a bot laner...
No. But you and I have had this conversation before, both on stream and off. Which is that there's a difference between playing Draven and being a Draven.
Oh, I thought you said Lucian. I'm sorry.
No, Draven.
Yeah, Draven is slightly different because he's got other sensibilities.
You know, like I expect every AD carry to be able to play Draven on the SLCS, but I don't expect them all to be Draven players. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, I honestly blame TSM having a really subpar bot lane for losing this game because the top lane did pretty decent.
The bot lane also had the lion's share of the deaths.
Yeah, the mid laner
they had half of the deaths, actually.
LeBlanc's still alive. I guess
they had half the deaths on the team.
I guess Greg was also kind of problematic.
Intentionally feeding.
Yeah, I don't think he performed too hot this game, and then TSM just kind of fell over and couldn't really stop them. Yeah,
they petered out, but it happens. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to see the Sven Mithy clapbacks, but pretty sure TSM just lost to OG both times they played.
Yeah, so we're just disappointed. Because this means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's bragging rights.
It means nothing, except for this next game, which meant everything. Because this is the game 2 of TL versus G2, and guess fucking what? 2-0! They got the revenge, but they didn't get the belt. I'm sad.
They got the revenge, and that's pretty sick.
Yeah. So yeah, TL, they beat G2 this time. I think they picked a pretty good comp on both sides, to be honest. I think their Gragas Yasuo thing is strong, but at the same time, I feel like you could just ban it or pick it away.
I agree.
It feels strong, but you could just get rid of it. It's not like you need 2 pieces to make it work. It's like Sona Taric, you ban 1. Like, I don't know, ban Gragas is probably better, or you could first pick Gragas, but I don't know if it's made by C9, but it's gotten everywhere now, at least in NA.
Mm-hmm.
Double if playing Ezreal and Core JJ on Lux. Lux is broken.
And that's a very good lane.
Yeah, and it hurts like a bitch.
Oh, I know.
And then impacts on his best champion on Gangplank, which they last picked, by the way. They counterpicked Gangplank into Aurelia. So I don't know who takes that matchup and thinks I'm gonna win it, but apparently it's Impact. I'm looking at G2's team comp 2, and it looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, nothing at all.
Zyrocon bot lane, LeBlanc mid, Rek'Sai jungle, and Aurelia, but it looks like Rek'Sai kind of got beat by Gragas. Just because I know Gragas does really well against Rek'Sai. I don't know. I think Impact and Jensen were just hard carrying this game. I don't think Doublelift and JJ did much more than just support, just hold bot lane and kind of keep Zyrocon busy.
This is going to be a bland segment if we keep agreeing on these things.
I mean, we're rooting for the same team here.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not like C9 versus TSM.
No, it's rather different, actually.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Gangplank looked nasty in a good way. Doublelift's Ezreal is always clean. I expect it to be. He's double-lipped and it's Ezreal. The build was a little weird to me, but that worked out fine. Yeah.
Yeah, having a Maw is a bit off.
Maw, he also, yeah.
That's the really weird part. Well, he went Maw instead of Ludens.
I know, and I think that's weird, is what I'm saying. What else? I don't know. I think it's just like, oh man, that's like... Oh no, I'm an idiot. I thought that was a 30 vision score on Lux, but it's 130.
Oh!
I thought it was 30.
How long is this game?
It was 34 minutes. That's
damn! That's a huge score.
I thought it was 30, and I was like, QuickJJ was trolling, is all I can say. But it turns out that actually...
I don't think I've ever seen a score above 100.
We have.
Have we?
Yeah. It happens pretty often, to be honest.
Really? I don't know. That's a crazy score. Though Smithy's score is 43, and who's there? Yankos is 87.
Yeah, but when you only get 43 when your support is 130 and not 92.
You
like
know
92
what?
is still
that's fair. That's really fair.
92 is still really good, but it's 40 off. And there's a 40 difference between Yankos and Smithy.
Yeah, it's right. Yep, see, it's right there. We found the gap.
That's all I'm saying, fellas.
All right, can we just talk about Lux bot for a sec, or Lux support for a second?
Yeah, do it. I love this shit. It's fucking broken.
It's so broken, and it's not even like carry Lux support. You're building support items. You're building redemption. You're building what's that? Unholy Grail. And it's just so much healing and shielding all the time. And you don't need AP because your shield scales off your level more than your AP. It's just, they need to nerf that. They need to nerf the shield. They need to nerf the CC, and they just need to make it so that anyone who isn't building resistances cannot build Aftershock. Just shove all of its power into resistances, for the love of God.
That's actually not a bad idea. I kind of like that. Aftershock is what makes her broken. Anthony, you know this about me. I play bot lane a reasonable amount of the time when we play together, when I play on my own. Every time I see a Lux with Aftershock, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a rough one. Every time I see every time I play against a Lux without it, Lux is still good. Lux is still annoying, but I'm not like, oh, God, she's unkillable, right? I'm like, oh. Like, okay, we can do this. But when it's Aftershock, it's like she's still going to do dumbass damage with her QE. Like, enough to, like, destroy a marksman early level if you're not completely on point. And she's going to be obscenely difficult to kill, especially once that Athenes comes through. And then she does even more damage with that shield bash, son. What? Oh,
you take shield bash with that? Damn, I didn't know.
You take shield bash. The reason you get more Athenes first is because you go shield bash and then you do a bunch of damage even without any other AP items, and then you huge shield your AD carry in a team fight in the bot lane, and you just win, and you do dumb it's crazy, dude.
Oof.
There's nothing else you could really take over shield bash.
I think she's got to be the best support in the game.
She is. It's like her, then Karma, and then like Kench if you're a really good Kench player. But Kench is always just broken if you're a good Kench player. But I think Lux is insane. I'm not going to offer any solutions to how to balance her because I didn't know we were going to talk about her, so I didn't think about it. And B, I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself, so I don't know. But
I don't just. Oh my god, the cooldown on her. I played one game of Lux Mid like a month ago, and I went 11-5 and 11, and I'm just sitting here like, this is easy. Why doesn't everyone do this all the time? I just destroyed people. I just farmed mid and walked to a side lane and nuked somebody, and it's just like, got a kill. This is so easy. She's not only broken, she's easy, and that's the worst kind of champion.
It is. So the reason you take Shield Bash is, first of all, it gets you 1 to 10 armor and MR per level. Oof. Second of all, it reads, whenever you gain a new shield, and both procs of her shield.
Oh my god, it resets.
It does. So whenever you gain a new shield, your next basic attack deals 5 to 30 plus 1.5% bonus HP plus 8.5% new shield amount bonus adaptive damage. You have up to 2 seconds after the shield expires to use this effect. So you get 2 shields, and then if you use... Your shield hits you first before it hits anyone else on cast, which means you get the bulk of the Athene's buff, which means the adaptive damage increases even more. And so you just get, like, you do a lot more damage with your W.
Oh my god. Ugh.
That's why you build that.
That's so much. I didn't realize she got so much damage from it. Oh my god.
It's not small.
Okay, so forget everything we said before. We attribute the entire win to Core JJ's Lux support.
And 130 vision score.
Yeah.
Let's see who has the lowest vision score this game.
It's somewhere... A lot of them have around 20. Yeah. Yeah, oh wow, that's 21. That's actually pretty low. I can normally
for a
have
34-minute game, yes
yeah,
it is.
Yeah, that's pretty low. Yeah, a lot of them have between like 27 and 30. Oh, whew, double 41. Goddamn. I think he was sharing. I think he was sharing with the 130-point Core JJ is why.
Yeah, and also Core JJ just whips him into shape like, hey, buy that pink ward, son. Right, place that bitch.
Let's get into this last game and talk about...
Okay, yeah, sorry. We got wrapped up in Lux and other shit. Dude, Shield Bash, though, I'm telling you, broken. Retire your Ahri support, pick Lux. It's much easier and much better.
It doesn't get me 12 kills, though.
Oh, it can.
So
it can with a redemption, bro.
We got TSM running Grig again with Bjergsen's Azir, which I'm starting to doubt the potency of Azir in the current meta. Because, dear lord, do I see it get its shit pounded in so many times.
Yeah, but then sometimes it goes like 20 and something on it.
So, this game, I'm actually very shocked that TSM couldn't control bot lane with Lucian Lux bot. Yeah, excuse me, into Sivir Yuumi. Which I was totally...
I'm not surprised by that.
I was totally expecting it to have a lot more bully potential, but I think... Was it this game where there's a lot of action happening? I think a lot of the games had a lot of action happening on bot side, so like it was just a whole clusterfuck the whole time, and they were able to get them out of lane probably pretty early. Though there were only 2 Drakes taken this game, and it was 25 minutes. Normally you can get 3 to 4 in that time if you're doing good, but I think there was just a lot of movement happening. But,
so why did you expect the lanes to go the other way here?
Because Lucian Lux sounds a lot more aggressive into Sivir Yuumi, and like it should have a high kill potential.
It's so hard to catch her out though, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally comes down to like if you're a good support, which I expect, and you have good synergy, I expect it to even come down to like, I'm going to be hit by this, heal me. And then you can even get the speed ups to dodge the Lux Qs. You have your spell shield. And I also think Sivir has really good pressure early against Lucian. Like, she's not as good early, but she's a lot harder to duel than some other early AD carries that Lucian's really good into. So, I don't know. I'm not surprised by this at all. Especially because once they hit 6, I expect the Lucian to just, like, lose. He can't walk up to farm. The Yuumi ults him, pokes him down. The Sivir ults. Like, I think they just win after a point.
The other thing that I think TSM really underplayed was
top lane.
Yeah, top lane. The Camille into Aatrox.
I didn't know you were gonna say that. I just guessed because I happened to be looking at the KDAs for top lane. It's like, that's bad.
Yeah, it looked like Camille was gonna have a pretty good time against Aatrox early, but I feel like Broken Blade wasn't playing the heavy aggression style that you had to play on Camille into Aatrox to make it to kind of get it into your favor and then keep control. And then they have Elise to walk up and help kill him. So it's hard to really have total control with Elise on the enemy team. But Camille was their only win condition against Aatrox. And a lot of teams are prioritizing Aatrox and Yuumi because, of course you are. It's crazy really broken. If I can walk forward on Aatrox, the Yuumi ult on top of it, I get a billion free crit hits, and I get to roll through your team, and it's just not fun for you. So, he doesn't have any EXE. It's 25 minutes. He's sitting on a Jorm's Fist. That Jorm's Fist could be an EXE. Why is that not your first item even before Tiamat into Aatrox? I don't... That's if I'm into Aatrox, if I'm into Mundo, I'm running EXE immediately. Their healing is a major part of their kit, and if you cut it in half, what do they got? Half the healing.
Yeah, I mean, quite literally they have half the healing, but they also have substantially less power. Like, I would say even less than half power, because you're no longer as afraid of them, right? Like, when I'm dueling a Mundo, I'm like, oh god, he's gonna R, and I'm gonna have to do all this goddamn work 3 more times. If I have a Grievous Wounds item, I'm like, well, fuck this idiot, right? Like,
yeah, now you're fighting him to keep the Grievous Wounds on him instead of fighting him to kill him. What was I gonna say? No, it's gone. My whole idea's slipping through my mind. Nope.
What?
Nothing, I just ran out of ideas. Oh, apparently people are really tilted by Luden's Echo Azir, because it's just poke Azir basically. You're just playing him to poke with Q. And I don't like it as much as like attack speed Azir, but I guess in this comp it works okay. But I think he gets a lot of scaling attack speed anyways. Like, I think his W gives him probably something like 40%. I don't know. I don't play Azir.
I don't know his numbers. I will say that the last time Bjergsen played Azir was against GGS, and he did go 12-2.
I think he played it once before in this tournament. I think he played it in the first game against OG. Did he?
Alright, sorry. The last one I remembered.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of grasping at straws for this one. I'm just so supremely disappointed that TSM couldn't pull this one out. Again, this is a game where it looked like they had a lot of chances. They could have really pulled it out, but it just didn't turn out.
It didn't, and part of that to me feels a little bit like the top side slack. Obviously, bot lane wasn't doing too hot either, but I think top side did a little bit worse, specifically top and jungle. I think I don't want to put too much of the blame on Bjergsen. I do think Vygar's pretty good into Azir. His cage interrupts the dash, a lot harder to escape, etc., etc. But I don't know. It was just a.
Oh yeah, Vygar. Vygar is such a heavy hit to a lot of this team because everyone's got a dash except for Lux.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, they've all got dashes that are interrupted. Sven never even got to a QSS.
Is this the game where Grig misses like 3 ultimates and it ruins the game for them?
Don't remember. Wouldn't be surprised if it was.
I'm pretty sure that this is the game where they go for a gank mid, and then Azir bumps Vygar slightly out of the way, and Grig misses an ult, and then something like that happens again later, and those 2 things basically throw this game because they just couldn't convert, and they lost bolt, and they both died for it. But oof. I think that's all we got for our generic Rift Rivals discussion.
Well, no, it's not.
Well, I said generic.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
On to the next topic, which is how serious should Rift Rivals and/or All Stars be?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Here's what I think. I think All Stars should be not especially serious. Okay. All Stars to me, what?
Oh, okay. Keep going.
Oh, I just didn't. I thought you. Okay.
I was just not alone. Go.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Dude, you fucked me up so bad there. Okay. I think Rift Rivals, not Rift. Oh my god. I think All Stars is fine being not especially serious. Why do I think this? As a fan of other sports, typically especially the NBA, a lot of the time their all-star games are not as competitive. A lot of fans actually complain in the NBA that during the all-star games, there's literally no defense played, and that you're literally just watching guys run up and down the court and yam the ball. Just do the craziest no-look passes, the three-point shots, the deepest fuck threes, the dumb dunks, uncontested. There are like whole clips of series of just running back and forth, uncontested dunk. And some people don't like that, and some people do. I really like it. And for me, I think All-Star specifically is a place to do the funny things, the weird things, the kind of the dumb comps, have all the weird events, and just have a fun time and shout out another part or another way to play League of Legends that isn't just hyper competitive 5v5s, right? It's really exciting to see them go like, I take the 5v5 format, but I know a few years ago it was like only marksman, right? Like, or only assassin, or like these really weird game modes, and you get to watch. Yeah, and they're really exciting because you get to watch the pros just have a really fun time on really weird champions that you don't usually get to see them on doing things you don't typically see. And I'm completely okay with that. I love All-Stars, dude. I regularly go back and watch old 1v1s, 2v2s, weird show matches, right? Tandem mode? Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Tandem is hilarious.
The best part is half of them can't talk to each other because they speak different languages.
It's fucking amazing. And so I think All-Stars is perfectly okay being not very serious, especially because it's at Worlds. We already...
All-Stars isn't at Worlds. It's
around Worlds is what I meant to say.
It's like a month and a half after.
Yeah, but still, like...
Okay.
What I mean is, it's between... What is it between then? It's between...
It's in the off-season after Worlds.
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is, what is it between? It's between the most important tournament and the start of the regular season. So we have these two moments of extremely important competition cut up in the middle with a great meme. I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. Rift Rivals, I feel like it should be more competitive, but probably not as competitive as MSI. Because there's nothing on the line, right? Like,
I mean, there could be.
There could be, but as of right now, it's kind of just bragging rights.
Yeah.
And while bragging rights are exciting, at the end of the day, like, I don't really want my team to necessarily bust out their super secret high-tier strat at Rift Rivals if they could hold it till the LCS next week or hold it for a more important moment. So I think that it's okay to dick around a little bit, especially in the 2v2 tournament. Dick around all you want in the 2v2 tournament. That's fine. Run fucking Braum, Kench, or whatever the fuck they ran.
Poppy on Nivea.
Yeah, but that's actually just good. I think I want it to be more serious, but I don't want it to be as serious as an international tournament. I want there to be like playful shit talking, like more playful shit talking. I want there to be a little bit more memery. Like, I'm not mad when I see Gragas Yasuo in Rift Rivals. I'd be pretty mad if I saw Gragas Yasuo at like MSI. I'd be like, really? Like, you're at the tournament, you're at Worlds, and you're doing like this? All right, like, fine, I guess. But so I want it to be a little more competitive. I don't want it to just be a huge meme. I mean, at least from the players, right? Like, the production needs to continue to be as funny as it is, or I will be very upset.
So
I love
So I mostly agree. I do think All-Stars should probably be a much more of a time for jovial fun and relaxation for a lot of the players, and a time for pro players to meet up and talk to each other and sort of create more international relationships, to more interconnect all of the leagues, especially the lower tier leagues. And
yeah,
apparently All-Stars is one of the places for all the lower tier leagues to really like show their stuff, because they tend to do really well in the 1v1 and the 2v2 competitions.
I never get to Worlds.
Yeah, well, they get to Worlds. Sometimes they make it to the quarterfinals.
No, I know, but I'm just claiming. No, I agree, and I think it's just also good for, like, as a community to have an event that's just fun, right? So, like, this is, at the end of the day, like, it's a game, and like winning is dope, but also like it's fun, right? Like,
so last year they grabbed a lot of streamers to put into this too, which I'm not against adding more like diverse sources for the kind of talent, but at the
especially if that's the way most people interact with the game.
Yeah. But yeah, especially because that'll probably do some good cross pollination with general casual Twitch viewers and.
I would be very willing to bet
viewers.
that there are a large section of like Cutie Pie, like Yasuo, like Pokemon, like all these big name streamers who sometimes stream League, sometimes do other things, like all the big League streamers, especially who don't even watch the LCS. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a huge section. So I'm agreeing with you. Sorry.
But at the same time, I don't want them to be like to put like Pokemon in the 1v1s competition. And I also really missed that massive 1v1 competition they had one year where they had basically every region got to put in a number of representatives depending on like they were major or minor or something else. I think NA put in like Bjergsen, Double Lift.
Yeah, I remember that.
Haunter and somebody else, I don't remember. But that massive tournament, I love that. I was invested in who was going to win that tournament, and they had I think it was when it was it the Brazilian announcer who would just come up with a sort of joke to say with whenever they first introduced somebody, and for Uzi he like made the sound of shooting a gun. Oh, I love that.
I don't remember.
Oh, I love that dude. That dude's amazing. Anything he does is great.
Is he a legend in the game, you would say?
Yeah, a little bit. So, I think if there are some things that should be probably a little serious at All Stars, like the 1v1 and a little bit of the 2v2 competition.
That should be serious, but also it's
the only time we ever do that. That's why it should be serious.
No, but it should also be okay to do things like, do you remember that one year that Afromoon and someone else did a no item, no ability level Zillion 1v1 first farm, and they had no runes. They had identical runes or no runes. They had no items, and they never skilled an ability or hit each other. And it was just the first Zillion with no buffs and to me, that's a perfectly legitimate 1v1, right? Like it's not the super cool. It's not the super cool Exhaust Ignite Lucian duel, but it is like two fucking really decent, really good players just fucking dicking around. It took like 15 minutes. It was so fucking funny, right?
That's my only problem with that is that it takes forever.
That's not a problem as far as I'm concerned, big fella. That shit was hysterical.
Just value others' time, people, okay?
But they're there to watch a game. That's a game.
So I'm still struggling with exactly how to integrate like content creators and streamers into the All-Star kind of event. Maybe you have some meme-tastic show matches and then a couple of a little bit more serious events that
you could do like a tandem with a pro and a
that like in the tandem. I don't care who's playing the tandem. I just want it to be fun.
I don't give a shit if it's Bjergsen Faker on the same player. I just want to watch
Yordles versus Noxians because why not? It's tandem. Nobody's gonna win, but sometimes they pull off some crazy shit in tandem.
I would actually love to see a pro and then have it be like plat or below streamers only. So like no Cutie, no Scara, but like pretty not great players, right? Like no challenger motherfuckers on that stage. Only people who are like mediocre or lower at the game with a pro. And it's like, which do you give them the keyboard and you just shout Q Q Q W W or do you give them the mouse and just see what the fuck happens?
My only problem, like my other problem with like putting these streamers in these kind like the more serious game modes is I don't want to make it the whole thing end up being about, well, they're garbage, that's why we lost or whatever. Like I don't want to be berating people who aren't really good at this game.
No, but I don't think that I think that that's a larger issue, right? Like,
well, no, because if you put the spotlight on it, it's going to become talked about regardless.
That's fair. I mean, I guess it would just have to come down to the fact that like, how much do you actually give a shit about winning, right? Like if you go in and the attitude is not like, we are trying to win this tournament, but like we are trying to entertain or we're trying to have fun, then it might not be a big deal. Whereas like sometimes you get the stuff like in some of those what was it called, Twitch rivals?
Yes.
Where you had some people with like challenger players and gold on the same team, and like I think like that's what made someone cry.
There was a whole long set of problems with that, but it's not what this is about. But things like that are what I want to avoid.
No, I want to avoid that too. I completely agree, and that's why I brought it up. But I think that's because like that's a tournament for money. Mm-hmm. A lot of All-Star events could really just be like a show matches for nothing, and then it doesn't really matter, mm-hmm. right? Especially because like I mean, I don't know. I guess it doesn't come up when it's with pros, because no pro is going to be like, well, we lost because like Bjergsen and Faker playing on a tandem is garbage. But like also like they could just say the same thing, like, well, we lost because it sucks to do this, right? Like,
it's like, have you ever tried to play with your hand cuffed to Freak? Like what?
Like that's hard.
Oh my god, I have a new idea. Everyone has to play handcuffed to each other.
To Freak. No. Everyone has to be has to be handcuffed. No. Everyone to Freak. But they're like really long and Freak is like in between the two
doing like jumping jacks and shit.
Or he can just run left and right and just like yank someone's mouse in the middle of a fight. But I also like the dumb meme stuff, like when you get sometimes like the casters will go down and take off the pros headphones and be like, hey, what's happening? Like, and just
yeah,
and you can always tell it tilts them so fucking bad.
They did a show match with like Tyler One in I think summer last year.
Yeah, they did.
And they walked up and interviewed Tyler One in the middle of the game.
Yes, they did, and that was extremely funny.
That shit, I want that shit. And then for Rift Rivals, I want Rift Rivals to be the most serious grudge match between regions ever. That's what I want. And I'm just never going to get that, just to be honest.
No. We wasted a lot of time talking about this.
Yeah, we did. Okay, let's try to...
We got to blaze through some stuff.
Yeah, let's try to move a little quickly. All right, let's go. Next subject, or subject. What are we in school?
Next topic. 9.3 in the LCS.
So,
9.13. Fuck.
February, boys. So a major standout here, I think, is probably Alawi. They put in a lot of changes to her that make her, like, kind of able to move her tentacles a little bit faster, and she can keep her clone up a little bit easier because it no longer goes down in time with hitting her. But it is a little shorter, so it is a trade-off, and they didn't want to make it broken. The W bonus the W buff on her is probably a pretty big one. And they fixed a bug where if you stood next to her tentacle, it wouldn't slam anymore and it would get stuck there, and now it does slam. So that's annoying. But yeah, I think that's one of the standouts. The Pike change is a standout. Anything for you?
Excited to see Kiana in 2 weeks. Karma movement speed duration change important. I think anyway. Bonus damage for the Pike Q gone. Seems important. Phantom no longer damages non-champions. That's fine. Sejuani nerf probably doesn't change her utility. Ricochet cost doesn't change the fact that Sivir is still top tier. No, I think that's about it. I think you hit everything.
I think the Sona change is actually a little big. Not huge, but a little bit. It'll definitely bring down the priority of any Sona lane at all.
I agree, but I don't think it's like I don't know. I don't think it probably doesn't kill that. But it
makes it even more niche than it was already.
Yeah, which is fine as far as
I think the Udyr chains have some potential, but it would take time to see and maybe another tweak.
And Udyr is really risky in pro play because if you just walk forward, you're probably just going to die a lot.
He doesn't have a lot of quick gap closers besides Flash Bear Slap.
And besides that, Skarner doesn't have a lot of gap close. Skarner's R is way more impactful than a Bear Slap.
Another change people have been talking about forever is an Essence Reaver change, which I think is basically nothing. They tried to...
Almost nothing. It feels the exact same.
Everyone was like talking about how the changes to Sivir and Essence Reaver were going to totally change the meta. Absolutely nothing happened. They made Essence Reaver 100 more and made it build out a BF sword. Changes nothing. So, nothing has really changed about the meta with this patch, besides maybe Alawi, Pike, and Udyr.
Mordzen, we're not going to talk about him until we see him pick because we talked about him last week.
Okay.
Fox drops Rush for Mike Young. Sorry, Anthony wrote Moke Young.
I'm going to kill you.
You're going to try. I dare you. I think that this is a good pickup. I'm excited to see Mike Young again. He was really good for a while. He fell off a little bit. I hope he utilizes this shot really well. I like him as a player. I like him as a person. He seems very nice. Sad for the kind boy, but frankly, he was underperforming this split so far.
And last split.
He wasn't as bad as last split right now. Like right now, he's doing better than last split, but he's still not up to the old C9 days where he was like a god. And so we're not. What?
He got MVP then.
Yeah, I know, and he's not even he's not even on the short list for that. So for that, I'm thinking a good pickup. There are teams that could probably use a better jungler or put Rush on Academy or try something, but I hope the best. I wish the best for Rush. I hope the best for Rush. I love him as a player, but good choice for Echo Fox, I think.
Yeah, Mike Young played on TSM spring of last year.
Correct. Dropped for Grig.
Really looked like he had some confidence issues back then. I hope that those are mostly solved with him having another, what is it? Full year in academy to get to this point. I think Fox are going to play him this weekend. It would probably be in their best interest to try to make some changes. They're sitting a little bit outside of playoffs at, 2-5. We'll have to see what happens. It's 2-6. But I think I don't think he's going to change a whole lot for them. But any change is good when you're at the bottom of the table. For Rush, I think he's probably going to get picked up by some academy team.
He's
if anything.
Too good not to get picked up by an academy team. Like, he's just too good to not have.
But at the same time, does anybody need him for the rest of the season? Does TSM need him? Honestly, that's the only team that I think has major jungler issues that are looking to go to Worlds. Anyone else should be like looking to Spring if they're not going to go to Worlds.
That's fair, but I don't think it would hurt to have Rush on.
FlyQuest might pick him up. FlyQuest are at the bottom of the table too. Any sort of change would help.
But we can talk about that if we see what happens.
Yeah, but we might revisit this next week or the week after.
We'll probably update it both to talk about Mike Young, and we'll update it whenever Rush gets invited.
Yeah.
Who hurt you, Anthony? Why?
Who hurt me?
Sona, Tarek TK.
Yeah, so it has been coming up a lot ever since this was discovered back at MSI or the end of Spring Split. I don't remember when exactly, but Sona Tarek came out where you have Tarek being the primary farmer early game, and then Sona, as soon as she completes her quest and unlocks her support item, begins to farm and scale up. So this came about mostly because Sona does a stupid amount of damage with AP scaling, and now you have 2 sight stones. So coupled together, it makes for a really crazy team comp, and it creates an insane death ball.
It does. It also is really, really good for vision control. It's a lot harder to clear those wards. Usually you have the same members of every team, like position-wise, getting sweepers, and if you double the amount of wards you can output, it becomes a lot harder to have that vision control, which in pro play, I mean, even in any play, immensely important.
The Tahm Kench variant has come in recently to increase pick potential and just have better lane kill power, because Tahm Kench alone can almost 2v1 a lane. So I guess it's a decent combo, but at the same time, it has always been really weak in lane. It has almost zero kill pressure in lane unless the other players make a total fuck up, and it sort of forfeits your bot lane for the sake of late game vision.
It really does. You basically always get out farmed, and you basically always die in fights. You're only really winning fights if you hit 6 and your mid laner and your jungler come down, and you use your power and your Sona ult, the Tahm Kench or the Tarek slows and stuns to really do something.
So, with some statistics to back this up, Sona's gold difference at 15 is minus 920, and the XP difference at 15 is minus 724. Meanwhile, Tarek's is actually up, but not by an remotely equivalent amount. And mind you, these are just games that are any support Tarek game and any AD carry Sona game, so it may be incomplete. But yeah. Major asterisks there. So it doesn't seem to be all that effective to me. It seems okay, but it doesn't seem like it's got any sort of teeth to it that people should have been prioritizing as much as they have in the past. And with the recent nerfs to Sona, it just got pushed down a whole lot more. And upcoming nerfs to Tahm Kench in the next patch in 9.14 will probably push this down again. So, you have anything else to say?
No, I think it's really situational. Probably pushes down your right. I think it's still really good if you want to do what it wants to do. You have to draft around it, though. It's not something you should just bust out for the memes, because it's not that strong. I think TK, like you said, offers a little bit more swappability. You know, if you take TK and then they take like Sona, fuck it. Throw TK top, throw TK support. You're looking good. TK is never bad to have. Tarek, I think, is a little bit better than TK. He just synergizes a little bit better, but I think it's overall fine. And I'd like to move on to our Week 5 picks.
Let me just get those up on screen right now. Boom! All right. I'm pretty sure we're exactly the same. Oh wait, nope, we disagree on one game, and that's the Fox CG game. Do we? Do I have it wrong here?
You do. We have our 100% on the dock.
The Fox CG game. Wait, is this the wrong image? Hang on.
Yeah, there's no Fox CG game.
Yeah, I have the wrong image here. Okay, they won't be on screen, so I'll just run down. My mistake, guys. Okay, so we have.
I told you I could help with the production, dude.
All right, so we have
Fly versus Fox.
Fly versus Fox, we both pick FlyQuest. TL versus C9, we both pick TL. TSM versus 100 Themes, we both pick TSMs.
Obviously.
Golden Guardians versus Optic Gaming, we both picked Optic. Clutch Gaming versus CLG, we both pick CLG. Fox versus Golden Guardians, we both pick Golden Guardians. C9 versus CG, we both did C9. 100 Thieves versus TL, we both picked TL. CLG versus TSM, we both picked TSM. Optic versus FlyQuest, we both picked Optic.
A lot of these are expected. A lot of these are teams that are higher ranked than other teams, or just generally more skilled playing others. Some of them are a little closer. Some of them, I think I struggled a little bit with Optic GGS because Optic had been looking good. Guardians have been looking a little bit better. In my eyes, Optic versus Fly. Last season would have been very different. FlyQuest to the tank. TL still has it for me, even over my sweet C9. And 100 Thieves still loses to TSM for me, despite their recent increase in ability or their recent performance and increase.
Yeah, I don't.
And then Fox versus GGS, I have as GGS just because Fox was looking worse, and I don't know how much scrim time they've had with Mike Young. I think GGS is for sure a playoff team, so it'll be a little bit harder for them to be knocked down by.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very one-sided weekend. If anything has been shown to us by the last two weekends, probably not, but you can only go so far without the coin flip being against you. But either way, so let's just go right into our previews this week. We have first up, we have TL versus C9. So coming back from Rift Rivals, both of these teams.
TL looks much stronger, but they didn't have Sneaky. So I think TL still wins. I think TL still does look stronger. I think it will be a close fight. I don't expect TL to just stop. Right.
So I'm thinking that C9 still seem to be inconsistent along with TSM. So TL seems so TL seems to be getting back into their old swing of things as of recently. And like they really have an idea how they kind of want to play the game, how to beat their opponent they're facing, and what their goal should be to walking into every game. C9 look like they're still trying to figure things out, whether that's just because they've been putting in Blabber recently or what. I don't really know. It's hard for me to be like, yeah, C9 just they're inconsistent. They're better than everyone else, so they just get ahead of them and they can win off them on pure skill, but they're too inconsistent to beat TL. It's hard to fully say that, but at the same time, if they keep experimenting around with their junglers just like TSM are, I feel like that really hurts a team's consistency when you start swapping out players a lot and you're not in
especially the jungler, which a jungler really affects the pace of play.
Especially when you're not in a best of scenario a lot and it's not like going to actually change the game. You're just going in, let's just see what Blabber does this game. And it's like, huh, that happened. All right, see you in 6 weeks. Like, I feel like you're not getting a lot of information if you're doing that.
I agree.
Anything else to say about TL versus C9?
No.
I can't wait for TL to have it.
So TSM versus CLG, I know you put this on here because of the stupid meme.
Yes, I did.
So why don't you handle that, because this is your zone, you meme god.
So they're not going to do it. They're never going to beat him again.
No, of course they're not.
They're cursed. They're never going to beat
I don't even like TSM, and I agree with you.
Not only are they actually just worse than them at the moment, they haven't been looking like they've been performing at a high enough skill to beat TSM, but they haven't beaten them a long time. And TSM just seem to be able to outclass them regardless of who is on their team. I don't think it'll be extremely close. CLG might be able to make a few moves against them, but TSM just seem to have a better a better player in every role, just from the past split alone. Anything you want to say?
No, I mean, I think it really comes down to the fact that they are better right now. They look better. They look a little more consistent. I think that their just ability is a little bit higher in a lot of senses. And I also think it might be a mental thing at this point, right? Like if you're CLG, it's not like you don't know it's been however like 1,000 whatever days, right? You know, and that probably weighs on you. And, you know, maybe they're able to overcome that. Maybe they aren't. I don't think they win this one. I would be very, very shocked. I think they're outclassed in more or less every role, especially if Greg plays, even if Acadian plays. I would be legitimately shocked if CLG broke the streak here.
In the words of the famous words of Dyrus, the only teams I'm worried about are TL and Cloud9. Every other team's irrelevant, especially CLG.
All right, so on that note, you want to take us home?
Yes, I do. I want to take us on home. You can catch us every week on Mondays at 7 Eastern on twitch.tv/NizzyTV2K11. Catch the VODs on my YouTube channel, and have a nice day.